All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to dive into a pretty simple fable, one about a tree and its leaves. But don't let that fool you. Tucked inside this little story is a massive universal truth about life, about our connections with each other, and really what it even means to be free.
And right away, this story hits us with a question that, let's be honest, we all wrestle with at some point. Is every single bond in our lives a cage that holds us back, or is it actually a safety net that keeps us safe? I want you to really keep that question in your head as we go through this.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Imagine this big, beautiful tree full of lush green leaves. But from where the leaves are sitting, things look different. For them, the tree isn't this amazing source of life. No, it feels more like a prison. They're convinced it's holding them captive, just stealing their independence and stopping them from becoming everything they could be.
So what do? They cook up this plan, a full-on rebellion. And their goal? Well, it's pretty clear. They decide, we're all going to break away from this tree together, and then we'll finally be big and strong and free, just like the tree is. But right there, you see the huge misunderstanding, right? They thought the tree's strength was something they had to leave to get, not realizing they were already a part of it.
Now, the tree, being all ancient and wise, it hears all this chatter. It hears the leaves planning their escape. But instead of getting angry, it does something else entirely. It responds with this calm, gentle warning, offering a perspective that's the complete opposite of what the leaves are feeling.
And the tree's plea? It's super direct, super practical. It's not about power or control. It's just about survival. The tree basically says, look guys, please don't do this. If you just stay here, connected to me, you get everything you need: sunlight, water, protection. But if you leave, chasing this idea of freedom, you're just going to wither away. It's a stark warning.
But you know how it goes. Sometimes wisdom just can't cut through the noise. And in this case, the noise was pride. A few of the leaves, totally convinced they were right, just ignored the warning. They were so loud, so persuasive, that they managed to get all the other leaves to join them in this grand escape.
And wow, did the tree's warning come true? And fast. I mean, look at this. Their great escape kicks off at 9 in the morning. By 11 a.m., just 2 hours later, it's all over. Those beautiful, vibrant green leaves, they're nothing but a dry, withered mess scattered on the ground. A really tragic and incredibly quick end to that dream of freedom.
But wait, not every single leaf was lost. There was one small, maybe more innocent leaf that had been sheltered from all that rebellious talk. It stayed behind on the branch. And when it saw the absolute devastation down below, it turned to the tree and asked this really simple but totally heartbreaking question.
It just asks, why didn't you save the other leaves? And that question, man, it just shifts the whole focus of the story. Suddenly, it's not just about what happened, but why it was allowed to happen. And the tree's answer? Well, that's where we get to the real core of this whole fable.
So the first reason the tree gives points to this one? Very specific, very powerful flaw. Gummint. Now this isn't just everyday pride. Think of it as a kind of arrogance that's so loud in your own head that it makes you completely deaf to reason, deaf to warnings, deaf to the very truth that could have saved you.
So the tree basically breaks it down into two parts. It says their downfall was caused by two things. First, something internal, their own pride, that Gamand we just talked about. But second, it was also caused by something external, those false allies, the ones who acted like friends but were actually leading them straight to disaster. And all of this whole tragic story, it builds up to one final powerful lesson from the tree. This is really the ultimate takeaway.
And here it is. The tree says, remember, every bond that holds you is not an enemy. Sometimes it is your protector. Wow, that one line just completely reframes the whole thing, doesn't it? The very connection the leaves saw as a cage was actually their armor. The thing they thought was their enemy was really their guardian.
So, as we wrap this up, the fable kind of turns the question back on us, on our own lives. It makes you think, right? What are the trees that support you? Maybe it's your family, your community, your core beliefs? And the real question is, are you appreciating the roots that give you that strength?
Or are you, maybe, mistaking your greatest protectors for a cage?